Hello viewers, this is Vina Malik. Welcome to Profile. In Profile, we bring you people of substance, those who stand for something in their lives. People from politics, from journalism, from media, and from lots of other perspectives who bring something with them and share what they stand for and what defines them. Today we have the honor to have with us Mobeen Rashid, who is editor of Naibat, that's a newspaper from Pakistan. This newspaper is published from Pakistan, approximately 300,000 copies a day, and this is taking off from London. So Mobeen, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
And our profile star for today is Vina Malik. So most of you would be familiar. Vina Malik is known as an actress, as a performer, and for lots of other stands and perspectives she stands for in her life. So Veena, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Mr. Arif.
Now we are going to briefly, in the beginning, we're going to look at some of the frenzy recently started in Pakistan, and it's just a couple of weeks long, and the whole nation is embroiled into it. Mobeen, as you are a media person and editor of the newspaper, I would ask you to comment on it. What do you think? How do you comment when you recently arrived in London from Pakistan? And when you look at the scenario from a couple of thousand miles distance, how do you look at this entire media frenzy which recently started in Pakistan?
Well, this is a very interesting debate and a very controversial, things which are going on in Pakistan. What I personally believe, we have to look things from some time back, so it will be easy to understand the whole situation, what it happened with the media. The problem is that around 10 years before, when this whole, Pakistani media, especially electronic media, got a boom in Pakistan, people were not expecting it, that it will expand so quickly, so rapidly, and it will, you are just in every drawing room, you are in every bedroom, you are everywhere, and people are discussing it. Especially, Pakistan, politics is a favorite subject in Pakistan. Everybody loves to discuss about it. But now, when the top politicians, top journalists, top media person are debating it on TV channels, so it created a new phenomena in Pakistan which people were not expecting in such a way. So things will become easier. People start, discussing those people, those leaders. Even an MP and MNA has to speak very carefully when he comes through on camera. Everything is recorded. So people were very, very careful because they should not do any blunder, and should not lose talk on anything. So when media becomes so, it caused an amazing popularity in Pakistan, there were some forces which got scared of this popularity of media. So they were working on that how to control this media. Mm-hmm. It's almost, you can say, 3 to 4 years back, people were working very, vigorously on this point that there should be a discipline, and there's no doubt about that. Mm-hmm. There should be a criteria, there should be a minimum agenda set by their own owners of the media houses, even if they says that government should not control it. And it's true that there is nowhere in the world media
that's the history. Now, what actually...
Exactly. What happened in the last scenario is that you can say that when this decided that one has to be control this media, to a strategy that, there should be a discipline. So there were some things which happened accidentally, and some things happened with planning. Mm-hmm. This is what happened in the last scenario. You can say with 3-4 months before an incident happened, about Hamid Mir, and then you can see that there are so many things starting happening, one after another channel. There is a big channel. There is no doubt about that Jio is one of the biggest channels in Pakistan.
True.
So the other 3 channels which are very strong in Pakistan, they try to get his place at that position, so everyone
So that's what one is, yes, there have been forces who are working to harness the media, and they wanted to discipline it. At the same time, then there is media rivalry, which is mainly fueling it.
Exactly.
Now, Veena is one of those people who are the products of the last 10, 12 years. The media boom, in fact, shaped you as well.
Exactly, and I would just definitely like to talk about it because, for the last 1 decade since I'm working, there were times when, media didn't actually gain its freedom, and we couldn't even joke about certain things and all that, and couldn't even talk about freely about stuff, establishment, a lot of stuff. But then I think in year 2007, I still remember when I started a political satire show. And then there were times when, I mean, actually media got its freedom, but I would say that, they paid its price to get its freedom. They fought for it and everything. And but the recent situation, trust me, after 3 years when I went back to Pakistan, and I was like, one journalist for the first time ever, he stood up and he started saying things about the other journalists. And I just told him that, I don't know, there were times in Pakistan when journalists, they used to, support each other. And this is the first time ever that, there is a kind of rivalry going on. Of course, there's lots of elements because, if you just look at the history of Pakistan, not only, if you just say media, that, there's so many pillars of, state. And they've been just exceeding to the limits and everything and getting into someone else's territory. And when this happens, then definitely, these things are, likely to happen.
When you mentioned 2007, that was Musharraf's time, and that was the time when media got, say, its freedom frontier, they got exponentially wider. So, and you were performing that time on one of the biggest channels of Pakistan. So, how did you feel that particular time when you could say anything?
I think actually it feels really great that, no institution is under any other institution, and every institution is free, be it judiciary or parliament or, media and everything. Of course, being a media person, when you get the freedom to just talk about anything and everything, I mean, you feel great. And I think those were the most beautiful days, probably.
Exactly. And but then that was 2007. Now it's 2014. Exactly. 7 years in the process. And in these 7 years, I will ask this question to both of you, in fact. In these 7 years, from that freedom, that particular exposure, and the power to make a difference, and this time when media is wielding swords against each other.
Exactly.
And they made they become a joke in front of the same public which used to worship them as icons.
True.
So in these 7 years, how this demise, this particular downfall that took place?
Well, just like Veena told in advance that she heard some journalist talking about another journalist, and in jealousy or whatever the feeling that he has. Before, these people used to talk, behind the camera, not in front of camera. I know I used to sit with those people, and they said, yeah, what he's doing, and blah blah the other people. But once this controversy came, the same things start going on air like this, and people start blaming each other and abusing each other in such a way, and they start creating controversy, which is extremely unfortunate. Owners used to play
journalistic
their
training,
games.
Professionalism.
Exactly, because they didn't get the chance. It's just by accident. In last 10 years, you see how time
people parachuted into the realm of.
And there are no proper journalists. Even so many people they claim that the top anchors are not proper journalists in Pakistan. If you see, I don't want to mention an exact name to some people, but it's very clear. If they come from a proper background, if you have a journalist background, then they know the ethics, the basic ethics, which prevails everywhere in the world. It's not just Pakistan. Exactly. It's in India, it's in America, it's in here, it's in London, UK, of course, it's everywhere. So you have to follow the discipline. I think now the time has come that they have to make some discipline, and some good media house, some good anchors have to sit there who should be independent and draft an independent policy so that one can work on that, and there should be a limitation, decide that it should not hurt the state. You can go against the democracy, but you can't go against the state.
From this point, I would like to share with you about News of the World downfall, which happened in the UK. Now, that was approximately 150 years age newspaper. That was a much trusted name, one of the most popular names.
Exactly.
And then it died its own natural death within 6 months of time, right? And then afterwards, the Parliament instituted a committee, and that committee looked into the excesses made by media, where they were crossing the line.
Exactly.
And there's a huge recommendation report which came up. Excellent. And probably the same thing might be happening to Pakistan.
This report should be sent to Pakistan as well.
So that could be probably copied.
Well, what I personally feel is that, if you just look at Pakistan's history and other institutions too, whenever some institutions get strengthened and, gets its freedom, I don't know, there are like, it happens, I think, probably everywhere. So then other elements, they start working towards it to just, divide on the rule agenda and everything. But I would say that, people in Pakistan, especially journalists and media houses, they should understand that, they got this freedom and they paid a price to it. So I think still, I mean, probably, you know, they can be united and everything. I think whatever the scenario is going on in Pakistan, I probably have not seen such a situation anywhere else in the world in terms of media and everything. But of course, being a media personality, these kind of things upsets you a lot.
Why would you say you haven't seen such scenario anywhere? Like, what makes it so extraordinary?
Because I haven't. And the thing is that, you know, the kind of situation is going on, especially, you know, in terms of media houses fighting against each other and rivalry and everything is going on. Probably there could be things, you know, probably things are under wraps and all, and there's rivalry going on everywhere and everything, there's politics and stuff. But, you know, the kind of things have come up so much in the open and everything. Of course, it always, you know, damages the institutions and everything. And so, of course, you know, why it has become so important that, you know, everywhere, you know, wherever Pakistanis are, they're talking about it. Because, of course, that makes us feel very, very upset and worried about it.
When we look at the chessboard and our sphere of power, and this 100% available, and then you have different players in that sphere. One is having 10%, one is having 20%, one is having 40%. So it's 100% in total, and it has to be distributed anyways. So if a new player comes in and is trying to gain something extra, so edging others out. Because if it's 100%, it can't be 150%.
Of course. Then, you know, what is very important is that we already talked about it, that, you know, there should be balance, check and balance, and, you know, censor policies, and you have to have your own barriers, and you have to have set your own rules, and you have to work according to those rules and within those limits. If you don't set limits and boundaries, then these things happen.
Now, two things. Veena just touched censors and limits, right? So I would ask you a question. You belong to the print media. So as a print media person, as an editor of a newspaper, so do you go through this censor and limits in terms of your organizations or your newspapers' barriers? Do you go through that?
This is a very important question you ask. You know, when it comes to print media, things are very easy to judge, you know, to censor. But when it comes to electronic media, because I got exposure of both print and electronic media, there is a rating debate, you know, going on. It's a race which everybody wants to get a news as soon as possible, the rating they want, because if they get good rating, they get good business. So in electronic media, it's, you know, they are just hammering things. It's a competition which is never ending. You know, it's a breaking news race which is going on in Pakistan. You know, tickers race. Who runs the ticker first? You know, there is a monitoring team sitting there and they're saying, oh, he run this ticker, and they will not verify it. I remember there is a news there is a ticker printed in Pakistan that a very non-politician died. And you know, the same ticker was done by, it's a main politician of Pakistan. I don't want to take his name intentionally, but it's a very, very main politician. And he was ill, of course, he was admitted in hospital. But suddenly some channel, you know, run this news that he died. And all newspapers start copying the same ticker, you know, he died. And after 15-20 minutes, it just disappeared that, sorry, it was a misunderstanding, it was not. And of course, the main channel was who started this. You know,
in the UK, if a channel makes such kind of mistake, it pays in millions of pounds.
Exactly, damages.
In damages. And the News of the World, in fact, it shut down due to the same reason, because the fines have been paid in hundreds of millions of pounds. So probably this is one thing which might help. Right, but the same question goes to Veena now.
But I would say that, you know, whenever the crisis comes, then you realize that, you know, the loopholes are. So probably this is the first time ever in Pakistan, let me tell you this is happening. And probably that's going to be, you know, probably for the betterment of things. Probably, you know, there's going to be some rules for the media and everything, and they have to follow that. Otherwise, I don't think so. In this race, probably it's not gonna reach anywhere. And of course, the situation is kind of alarming. So, but in every bad situation, there's something good to, you know, learn about. And
yes, certainly. In Chinese, they say it's a time of crisis, and it's an excellent time.
True.
Yes. So. Probably you're only
maybe
getting
this is the time for the Pakistan media also as well to set up their, you know, own standards and rules and everything. Maybe.
Right.
Actually, there is another thing. You know, you have a great exposure in India as well. You must have seen that their news channel, you know, they are not against institutions, not against state. You know, they are very careful about that. But when it comes to Pakistan, we are so open. You know, we just straight away start doing anything.
I think exactly in that race of, you know, running that breaking news and the tickers, who's running the tickers first. I think, there should be some limitations, that you're not damaging the credibility of other institutions, which is very, very important. And of course, once you do that, then definitely it fires back too, and you could be damaged too. So I think these are the things that we all have to understand, and we have to save our institutions by, setting some rules and everything. Probably this is the high time.
This is truly important, because recently when Karachi airport was attacked, there were cameramen showing ASF forces taking, say, positions, and that was being broadcasted live.
Exactly.
Now, whenever such thing happens in London, in fact, approximately 500 yards area is curtailed, and nobody could step into. BBC or whatever, name anything, nobody could dare step into that. Now, this is what probably we're talking about, limitations and crossing the line. If you just, with the power of one camera on your shoulders and a mic in your hand, if you could get into anything and you start questioning anything, one day that could backfire to you as well. Now, media is a double-edged sword. It works for you, and then it can cut you back as well.
Exactly.
And probably Veena has experimented both ways. So we will definitely look into that. Now, from your side, as a final comment, you bring this newspaper to London, and in London there are lots of newspapers already. What kind of difference do you bring to London? And at the same time, how do you comment on London's journalism or the British Pakistani journalism when you compare it with the Pakistani journalism?
Well, it's a very interesting question. Perhaps it can become very controversial as well. But let me talk about it in a bigger sense or bigger scenario. Once we talk about the, our aim is very clear. We are already, as you have told in advance, printing in Pakistan. Basically, this group is an educationist group. So they are very much serious, and they want to create, awareness as a mass level. That's why they started newspaper. Of course, they are giving education to a lower level, to school level, and even college level. So that was their aim, that they should promote it to the bigger masses level. Everybody can read their message. That was the main reason to launch this newspaper from London as well. So we will create, inshallah, the same history, same style in the newspaper. It will be very sophisticated. You can say there is no controversy. We just would like to,
You're advertising your newspaper. I just asked you how you differentiate the Pakistani style journalism and London style British Pakistani
journalism is very totally different when it comes to Pakistani journalism, because it's very investigative. They really work hard on one story. There only one story can change the whole newspaper, as you have already given the example of 2-3 newspapers which are printing from London. But when it comes to Pakistani newspaper, you can better understand that they don't have not only that exposure, not even they even don't go around from the local people. They are just communicating with their local people, and very limited. There are so many limitations that one can expect that there are so many chances of improvement.
I think you have suffered on the hands of investigative journalism a lot.
Well, of course I did, because being a celebrity, of course, because I understand that you pay a price, and this is the part and the parcel of the trade. But I'm telling you, there's hundreds and hundreds of articles being written without even investigating the stuff that what they're actually talking about a celebrity. But unfortunately, when you are a celebrity, so many journalists and people everywhere, they think that it's their right. They can write anything and everything about that particular personality, be it her personal life or her professional life or anything. And they can look into her personal, professional life, into any light, whatever their perspective is. So yes, I have suffered a lot, and things get sometimes really, really upsetting for you, because being a girl, of course, you have your own dignity, no matter whether you're an actress or a teacher or or a student, or of course, because you have so many responsibilities. You're a daughter, you're a sister, you're a wife, you're so many relations like any other girl. I have suffered a lot. It's not that it's been easy. It's been very, very difficult. But then again, there's certain things, and yellow journalism has damaged me a lot in terms of my credibility and everything. But the good thing is that you always have a platform where you can go and talk about it, but
you can defend yourself. Now, one particular question relevant to this: did you ever file a suit against someone for producing something which you believe is a wrong news? In Pakistan?
Actually, in Pakistan, I mean, you cannot go for one thing. When there are hundreds and hundreds of things, you cannot just keep filing suits. And to be very honest, filing suit, I don't think so it ever got materialized or anything before that, or I never heard of such a thing. So whenever I used to talk about stuff to my lawyer, my law team and everything, and they're like, they're gonna keep writing about you. Do you just want to sit and just give time to all these things, or you just want to proceed in your career? The thing is that there's no such a bright example, that if you follow certain rules and everything, if you file a lawsuit or something, or probably things will stop against
until irresponsible journalism is not countered by something which is legal, something which is running into people's lives.
I don't know, because being a celebrity, there every day there are hundreds of articles being written about you. How can you just go around and keep filing the lawsuits and everything? I think as a journalist, you have your own responsibilities too. What you're writing about, are you investigating it or not? And I think probably these things have damaged Pakistan's media industry's credibility so much. And I think everyone has to set a barrier for himself or for herself. I don't think so. Such a huge industry, and there's hundreds and hundreds of articles being written every day. People can't just go around and keep, filing suits on such things. There's been so many things written about my personal life, my professional life, which was just completely fake and malicious. But then, okay.
Well, you had to suffer. Now, a final question for this particular segment, and that was year 2000 when channels, or say cable channels, they unleashed their
potential or whatever, magic.
Yeah, exactly. And they grew exponentially. That was, say, in terms of viewership, it was never the same. The PTV used to, say, conquer the space, but then now you have so many choices. Now you, both, you as an editor and you as a media personality, what do you think that the Pakistani media, out of 10, in terms of credibility, in terms of making difference, in terms of being the pillar of state, how much marks would you give it in 2000, and how much would you give it in 2014?
This is again a very good question, but I think when it comes to 2000, I can't give any marks. It should be zero. Because there was no, when there is PTV, there's only government channel, you can expect that there is no proper news. At least people are not getting exact news.
But that whole story of press freedom and everything, that was fought before that, and those were the times, in fact.
Yeah, that was.
So you shouldn't be giving it zero. But
actually, print media, yeah. When it comes to print media, of course we can give marks.
I would consider it both together.
Exactly.
So. And 2014.
Yeah, of course, 2014. I think things overall improved. Whatever the things we can say.
Mark out of 10.
Exactly, you can say 7 to 8. I will give it.
7 to 8.
Yeah,
that's a pretty high score.
Yeah,
right.
Well, I think giving marks would be like really difficult, because of course it's been fluctuating too much, like going up and down. I mean, radically. But I would say that of course, when media gained its freedom in Pakistan, probably that was the most promising time. That was the most beautiful time, because they've been uncovering stories and stuff, helping society, a lot of things being happened. So I think I would definitely give the credit to Pakistani media, to gain its credibility, to gain its freedom. It wasn't easy, by the way, in Pakistan. True. So definitely I'm going to give them a lot of credit for that. But then, of course, recently, like the way the downfall has started, and the way media organizations have started, fighting with each other, that is just a war of rating and everything. That was something which is very saddening. It's probably, I would just say it that, they've been steeped too low. So it's been just like that.
Would you both support a media commission being set up in Pakistan, investigating into the mess and coming out with some of the recommendations which could take media out of this particular scenario where they find themselves into?
Yeah, of course, there is no other choice now left behind. The only thing which depends that who people will hold this media commission. Is it controlled by the government, by establishment, by media person on itself? That's the main thing. Maybe all three can sit together.
The way it happened in the UK,
exactly.
Like people from
exactly. So that's should be the deal. There should be decorum. Of course, all the owners, the stakeholders should come there. Our main anchors should come there, and of course there should be a discipline. Now,
Veena,
of course, I completely second second that. And I think after every crisis, I'm still very, very hopeful, because the kind of credibility, freedom, and everything media houses have got in Pakistan, I would definitely want to see them flourishing more. So I would definitely, I second the whole thing, and I would say that there should be a setup, and there should be an institution or whatever created, or a committee or whatever, there should be something which should be, looking into, everything, and things should get better. And probably I think it should be done now, because this is the high time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Excellent. So media, as we know, we discussed it as a double-edged sword, and we understand that in media, when a dog bites someone, it's not a news, but then it's a news when a human being bites a dog, and that's the negative reversal side of it. But at the same time, we are getting where now we have to streamline this entire act. We just discussed about a commission, and probably that helps sorting it out. So thank you very much for staying with us. We'll take a break, and I'm coming back to you later. Welcome back, viewers, to Profile. We have with us today Vina Malik, and yes, surprisingly, we got Asad Bashir Khan, who is Vina's husband. So Asad, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining us. This is the second segment of Profile, and this is particularly focused on Vina. So hopefully, if she steals some limelight, you wouldn't mind it. Now, Vina as a person, and the Profile, this particular program, it in fact focuses on people of substance, those who have really done something or achieved something. Now, I wouldn't comment on your achievement. I would like to hear from your side. You were born in Rawalpindi,
Yeah.
and that was a middle-class family, and you went through a cycle of getting your position in the society, getting yourself known, becoming a name, becoming an actress. There's one segment when you were introduced to Lollywood, this Pakistan film industry, and then from Lollywood you stepped into media limelight, let's say cable TV, and you became a household name when it comes to particularly political parodies. That was probably one of the times. Then you moved to Bollywood, and then we have all the controversies relevant to that. And then we have you as someone who is kind of transformed as far as the outer garb is concerned. So there are different phases of life, and we all go through different phases.
True.
Right.
True.
So when you look at your life, what do you think? What is the most fascinating or fulfilling movement or achievement of your life?
Well, the beautiful thing is that you have, just like my long journey, you have composed it into, very beautiful paragraph. It sounded really amazing anyway. I would say that my journey has been amazing, because as a person, I think from the very beginning, yes, I think when you want to, when you choose a phenomenal path and something that you believe in, when you stand for that, then you have to understand that you have to pay the price in terms of hard work and everything. So I'm not the exceptional one, of course. I'm not the exception. So I had to do the same. I started my career. Of course, I mean, the kind of family I belong to, my father was in the army, the entire family was in the army. For them, just getting into showbiz was something, such a childish thing. But I had to get into it because I wanted to get into it. Then my journey has not been like any other typical actress's journey that, okay, I have been doing a lot, like I have done Lollywood films, I've done Bollywood films, I've done TV, I've done commercials, fashion, everything. But at the same time, there's been a parallel journey too, towards humanity, towards my own ideology and the kind of person I am. So I think my journey altogether has been kind of very fulfilling. If I have to tell you that there have been various things in my life, be it being for the first time in front of the camera, or choosing my own path and following the same path. It's been very fulfilling, and it's been very amazing for me.
Well, so that's all the good news. Now, you said something that you stand for, something you believe in. So what's that you believe in?
Well,
What's that you stand
for?
for?
There's so much that I believe in. I won't call myself a feminist, but yes, I believe in that. There should be a space given to a woman. As whatever her basic rights are. I stand for a woman's dignity. I stand for humanity. I stand for so many things that I believe in. So I stand for, the biggest thing is that being a woman, I stand for myself. I keep telling women that, don't just sit and wait for a savior, that somebody will come and save you and, will fight for your rights, fight for your rights yourself. So
the knight in the shining armor. Sitting in, just beside you. So
exactly. So once one has to, just believe in herself. So there's so many things that I believe in. Yeah.
Now, I'm a psychologist to start with, and psychology says that when you are in a journey, there are two parts of a journey. One, the journey which is happening outside. Then there's another journey which is happening inside.
Exactly.
At the same time, when you're going through the process. And I would like to explore that journey which has been happening inside you through the process. You were from a middle class family, and you braved the typical limitations of society in Pakistan. And you were standing for being a woman. We understand that, yes, we are a society. We are a culture which is kind of complicated one.
True.
Right. Due to ideological, cultural, and tribal mix-up.
And to be very honest, I don't question that, because once you start questioning everything, it's just that, of course, society has to keep its balance too. It's just that being a woman, I wanted my space and my rights. Being a girl, that, there's something that I believe in, I have to follow that, and that's all.
So what was the first thing you believed in and you wanted to achieve as a young girl while going through the process?
I think as a young girl, there's been so much of, I would say that transition happened within, that, as a spiritual person, I have evolved to way too much. It's just that, people couldn't see, like you were talking about, the parallel journey, that people couldn't see that side of mine, maybe because, of course, because I never chose to show them that side of mine, but it's been happening within me somewhere. But, overall, for the first time when I chose to be an actor, of course, that was the first time that I had to fight a war when I was just 14 years old. War, like, obviously when you're 14, you're dependent. In Pakistan, it's there's no question that you can choose your own path in that age. But I had to do it. I stood up, and with the dialogue, I sat down with my father. I sat down with my grandmother. I sat down with my mother. I made them believe that whatever I am doing is something amazing. That you have to believe in me. So I think my journey started then as a person, as an individual, and I take a lot of pride in that.
Right, from that angle, did you attract more support from the male side of your family or the female side of your family?
Well, I would say the support is support. I mean, you cannot just categorize it. But if you just talk about my personal, family and surroundings and everything, of course, you cannot cannot reach anywhere without the help and the support of the people. If you say just, you have achieved something on your own, I think that would be the biggest lie, because, there are always people, forces supporting you. I would say in terms of my family, they have been always very, very understanding. I mean, and I'm so lucky to now, even the kind of family I have chosen, my husband, my entire in-laws and everybody. I mean, they're very, very supportive. Why? They understand my dreams. They understand, they believe in me, where I'm coming from. And I think that has always given me a lot of strength and support. And I think probably if I wouldn't have that support and with me, I probably would have not reached and probably would have not been where I am today.
All right, so Asad, she claims you understand her dreams. What are her dreams?
Well, she has a lot of dreams, especially she have a feeling for the woman and woman empowerment, children rights, humanity. That's what she have. That's what she have a priority right now, and I believe that she can do anything for especially the Pakistani women and children rights and.
Thanks.
The problem which the problem which
so do you think that's
especially like I'm a male, I can't understand the woman problem, so she's a woman, she can understand the problem of the woman. So I believe she can do a lot of things to the Pakistan females and the children rights, and she can give the rights as well for them. And That's what.
Right. Now, from women empowerment perspective, do you think that Pakistani women take you as someone they aspire to become?
Oh, I'll just give you one little example. That recently, Asad took me to my in-laws, which is a very beautiful small area, Shakardara. It's surrounded by beautiful mountains and everything. I went there and I was just like so fascinated with the beauty of it. But you won't believe it. Like in 3 days, we were there for 3 days. In 3 days' time, probably thousands of women. I mean, I cannot just like kept account on them. Thousands of women. They came to see me directly, and the kind of discussions we had, I tell you. They told me that, you know, how many kids that don't go to school, what their, you know, males are doing, and what the sons and, you know, fathers they do, and what are the problems they are facing. And you won't believe it. I mean, see, why I have decided to work for humanity, for women empowerment and children rights, because the kind of confidence I saw in their eyes, I mean, I just couldn't deny that, because women, they're coming to me directly and they're telling me, we believe in you, Veena. And you know what? I mean, I was just like so amazed and surprised. The women was like, we're going to vote you. You have to stand up for us. And I was like, do you believe in me? And there was a huge crowd of women and they were like, yes, we do believe in you. And we know that you would do something for us. So that's
surprising. Did anyone from male side come to you as well? And
no, because you know, in the villages, you know,
right,
there's a setup that, you know, the guys sit
yes,
in a separate place.
Right.
Of course, I just I enjoyed there a lot, but I think that is something which the kind of confidence which people have been giving it to me. So probably that has made me think that, okay, if they believe in me so much, probably there is something God has given me that I can probably deliver. Yeah.
Now, from that angle, do you have any ideals, like in Pakistani feminism, say, perspective? Do you have one or maybe more than one or two people?
See, because people, they always keep telling me that do you believe in idealism and all. You know why I tell you that I have a regard for so many strong women in the world, be it Mother Teresa or Angelina Jolie, or, you know, so many, you know, even you know, so many anchors working in Pakistan, so many females. Probably it could be a doctor, engineer, whatever the girl is, you know, making a mark, and she's a woman of substance. That, you know, that is probably could be my, you know, one of my ideas.
I met Angelina Jolie 4 days back in London. In fact,
Okay.
There's a global summit on ending sexual violence and conflict. Now, she's also gone through transition. So do you think you could become an Angelina Jolie of Pakistan in terms
I think, aspire to be me, just Vina Malik only. And that's where I was coming from, that, you know, why I don't believe in idealism, because the kind of circumstances you go through, it's only your journey.
Yeah.
Probably if I would have been at Angelina Jolie's place and she would have been at my place, she would have been me and me would have been her. So it's just that...
yes, in fact, I drew this parallel for a reason. Right? She went through, say, becoming a hippie, drugs taking.
But I've never been involved into such.
No, from that angle, like, because she was a star. Then she's
been through a lot and everything.
Exactly. She attracted lots of controversy. At the same time, then she found something.
Exactly.
Which brought her peace. Now there are certain people who, and let me rephrase the question rather. I say, if you went to Bollywood to become one of the top heroines, so how did you become that person?
See, I tell you honestly, the people, you know, they have their own perception. I didn't go to Bollywood that I want to become a top actress, because I have all the guts to do anything what I want to do and what I want to believe in. See, when you have so many energies within you and you don't find your place or you don't find your peace, you're vulnerable. Probably, you know, I can say that in the same case probably would have happened with Angelina Jolie. But she found her peace in helping humanity. And trust me, even when I was working in India, probably I'm the only Pakistani actress, whatever. I think I have done 6 movies in 2 years' time, and all the female leads and everything. My journey was like was like really good, and I was enjoying it. But within me, there was no peace. I was vulnerable, and I just was looking for my own peace. And the peace I found when I met Maulana Tariq Jamil Sahab, when I met Asad, and now I feel that I'm a completely different person. I have found my place. Now from here, I have to now, find where I have to go. So I think I'm already sorted on that, and I'm very happy.
Okay, that's an interesting decision, a paradigm shift. Everyone in one's life comes across that particular moment when you just become someone else. You choose to become someone else. Sometimes these are circumstances around us, things around us, environment around us. Sometimes we choose to become that person. Now, if someone says that you failed as an actress when you went to India and you couldn't make your mark, probably you choose something, or probably you picked it up because that's what your heart belonged to.
Well, I don't know. I don't think so. My entire career, I've heard such a thing. Why? Because I know that that's not the truth, and people know that it's not the truth. Mm-hmm. The kind of success I have achieved in India in just 3 years time period, it's been massive. Mm-hmm. I think no one, any other Pakistani actress probably could have achieved or have achieved in the past too. Mm-hmm. So, but the thing is that people's opinion. See, there are thousands and hundreds of people who know you. They have their own perception about you. But people's perception and ideology and thinking about me does not bother me at all. Why? Because when I have found what I want, and when I'm following what I should be following, I think that should be more than enough for me. So, first, I don't explain things to the people. It's just that I think people are well aware of my journey and everything. So it's just some people appreciate it, some people don't appreciate. Some people, deny. Like they appreciate it and they're like, okay, we agree on that. Some don't. So it's just that I have found my peace. I'm doing what I should have been doing. I'm doing what I like doing, and I think that's what matters to me.
Okay, right. That's interesting because you indicated being vulnerable, and we understand being a Pakistani girl and in India and one of the biggest movie industry. Now from the vulnerable perspective, because that's what the profile is about. How strong have you been as a person and how you found your substance. Do you think you went through the whole cycle of asserting yourself as a Pakistani actress, at the same time making your mark? Do you think in the moment of vulnerability, are there any embarrassments? Something that you believe, oh, probably this is something you wouldn't do now. You wouldn't choose to do it now.
I don't know, not at all. Why? Because when you have to reach from this point to that point, you have to go through a certain phase, and you definitely have to take that path. And without that, you cannot reach to that place. What I would say that why I'm such a strong personality today, why I'm so confident today, why I believe in me today, why I'm sorted. I'm so sorted that I know what I should be doing, and I have the guts to, choose that. Why I have all that? Because I have been through all this journey and everything, which has made me today what I am today. I don't think so that, whatever every passing day has given me a lot of strength and a lot of confidence and faith in me that, okay, you can do it. I don't think so there's a single thing that I would want to change about me or anything. I think whatever I have the ability and power to change, things, and I do it. And probably, people, they keep saying that, you have been into like completely extremes. It's just that I'm the one person who has the ability to change whatever I want to and whatever I can. And probably that has given me a lot of confidence.
Interesting. There's a Chinese philosopher. He says that you are the product of, you're some product of whatever you've gone through.
Yeah.
Right. And whatever you are, if you're happy with what you are now, that means whatever happened to you, it happened for a reason.
Of course.
Right.
Of course.
So, from that angle, where you draw your strength? Because you come across someone who is all right, pull on the kind of from not that angle, but in terms of strength. How do you get that strength? Where does it come from? I
don't think so that for any other human being, like what I have studied and what I have been reading and what I know I think you cannot grab anything from the outer world. Everything is within you, be it your strength or your weaknesses or your plus and minus points. Everything. It's just that how much you strengthen your weaknesses or your plus points. It's just everything is within there. It's just that you choose to use or strengthen your abilities or disabilities or whatever.
Now we do it through a process. Like I'm an NLP master. This is a neuro-linguistic programming. It's called NLP. It's kind of complicated thing you might not have heard of. That says that when we are in the moment of crisis, there are a few things we draw our strength from. We hear some sounds, we think of some pictures, we tell something to ourselves. Right? Everyone, all of us. So how do you do it?
Well,
when you come across a crisis?
I think since I was a young girl, and even till today, I think the one thing that I look up to is my Allah Ta'ala. Always, be it when I was a small girl, I still remember, and I believe that whenever I turn up to my God, my Allah Ta'ala, He always listens to me. Always there with me everywhere. I think, of course, my family has been the biggest support for me. Now Asad has been like he's like like me, just like part of me.
The light is shining on,
yeah.
right?
So I think Allah Ta'ala has given me
yes.
always, I always just look up to Allah Ta'ala, and I always, whenever there is something, I always pray and everything gets all right. So I do believe in that. That's my faith is really strong in that way. So, whenever people say that, I say that, excuse me, I have my own personal relationship with my Allah.
And you have been happy with it?
Of course, I have been I have been a blessed child. Allah Ta'ala has given me everything I have just desired for, like a girl. And who could imagine, like a girl of 14 years of age in Pakistan, getting her name, fame, money, success, everything. MashaAllah, I have a great family, my father, my mother, my sisters, my brother, career, now an amazing husband, my in-laws, MashaAllah. I think what else a girl can ask for? I think I'm blessed.
You think you have a blessed life?
Yes.
Now, from that angle, what has been the most, say, shattering moment of your life? Because you went through the circle. Everyone who is strong enough, who stands for something, goes through a process.
I think for me, probably materialistic loss or anything, that doesn't matter anything at all, because these are not the things that I believe in.
So I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about what thing would really matter.
What thing has... an incident has shattered me so much was when my grandmother passed away. I think she was the one person I was like really, really close to. And I was just probably 13 years old or 12, 13 years old. And that was the time when I was like, oh my God, I have lost my best friend, because she was the one I, was so close to. Those were the moments were like very, very kind of shattering for me. Then
from onwards, there was nothing which
I won't call any moment like kind of a moment that I had to recollect myself and all. But yes, there's been ups and downs in life. The media and this media industry, which has given me fame and name, success and everything. So many times they've been putting me into a lot of stress and all that. Why? Yes. Because of their immature, and irresponsible reporting and stuff. But at the same time, I would say that they've been whatever I am today is because of the media too. Because the people, of course. I mean, they've given me this whatever I am today. There've been people behind. They've been writing about me stuff. So good and bad has been, there like with any other person. I am not the exception.
You smell feminism. You smell women empowerment. You smell politics, right? From that angle, are you planning to get into national politics? When you say that you want to make difference, are you planning to follow some particular ideology and stand for something?
See, because of course, whenever you stand up and you look around, you see a lot of people like-minded. There's so many people that that you appreciate and like their policies and everything. Even in the recent political setup, there's so many people and their strategies that I really admire. Nobody's 100% bad and nobody's 100% good. And the good and bad comes with everyone and with every political party's strategies and everything. What I would say in terms of my political career, see, I aspire to help people, which is there from the very first day. But yes, when you do it on the individual level, it's a smaller scale where you help people. Of course, you would like to, definitely, you aspire to do it on the bigger level. And of course, I think in that case, getting into politics is something which looks perfectly all right. But there are other, mediums too, through you can help people. In politics, yes, I do aspire to get into it, not because that's solely my choice. My entire family and even my husband and my father-in-law, they told me that if you just decide to get into it, we are there to help and support you. But the thing is that at the moment, I would say it's pretty immature to say that which party I'm following or which party I would be getting into. I think few years down the line I'll get into it, but not now.
Right. Interestingly, you met Maulana Tariq Jamil, and you are probably the second media personality, because Junaid Jamshed, he met him, and then somehow people say he got converted into on a different track. So you met him. Would you describe your first meeting with him and what really appealed to your heart?
What I would say is that, you know, it's just that the kind of, you know, person and personality comes out of, you know, which is probably strange and new for the people. That personality you always are. It's just that, you know, it never probably came out that strongly before. So I would say that, you know, I told you that when I was working in India, I was getting everything, like name, fame, money, success, but I was still vulnerable. I was not understanding that why exactly I'm vulnerable. So the day I met Maulana Tariq Jameel Saab, I found my peace. Of course, he has so much of his influence on our lives, and he's always there to help and support us, be it any advice or anything. And I think probably some really good things happened to me, and one of them was meeting with Maulana Tariq.
What particularly appealed you? I'm interested in what actually.
I think something which I was not. I wasn't expecting that. I tell you an incident when we were supposed to meet Maulana Tariq Jameel Saab, and I was a bit scared. I told Asad, I was like, Asad, I don't feel that I'm so confident and that I'm such an amazing person that I should meet Maulana Tariq Jameel Saab. So Asad was like, okay, everything's going to be okay. He's a great man, because Asad made me meet him. And I was like, okay. But for the first time, I met Maulana Tariq Jameel Saab, and the kind of affection and the kind of personality I saw was why I was impressed with him, with his affection, his love, and his peaceful personality. He didn't judge me, he didn't say anything. He was like, you know what, for the last 2 years, I'm just trying to meet you, and I pray for you every day whenever I see you on the TV. And he said that you're more than a daughter to me. I think that was something which melted me. That was something which I was so impressed with, because I was
acceptance.
Just like, yeah. So I would say that his love and affection, and I really admire that.
Because it's closer to the mystic school of thought, when they don't judge people, but they accept them.
Of course, because I was thinking he might tell me that, oh, you have been wrong, you have done this.
Several others have told you, in fact, that you are a blot on the face.
Exactly, and I just told them,
there,
please mind your own business.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was different, and that acceptance, in fact, melted you. And you become a different person. The person we see.
I won't say that I've become a different person. This is the person that I've always been. It's just that I never flaunt that side of my personality.
It's a more of an inside person that.
Of course, I always been saying, I've always been telling that I have a personality. I have a spiritual personality. I do believe in things. Alhamdulillah, I was born Muslim and I aspire to die as Muslim. Alhamdulillah, Kalma Sharif Nasibo. It's been always there. My beliefs and everything, ideology, everything. It's just that. Once I met Maulana Tariq Jameel Saab and Asad, and everything changed.
Now you're wearing it inside out, and that's why people feel that you are a different person now, right?
Yeah.
Now, on a light note, Asad, you're a singer. Well, you're a businessman, you're an entrepreneur, you work for different organizations, human rights organizations as well. Now, does it define you? Like, do you sing?
I do sing. I sang 2 songs for my country, especially for cricket World Cup and recently T20 World Cup. I sing for Pakistan cricket team, and it was an official song for Pakistan cricket team. And I have a plan for as well for the next cricket World Cup, and I wanted to sing for Pakistan especially because I'm a very patriotic guy, and my wife as well, and we love Pakistan too much. So.
Okay, right. So, well, did you sing your way to her heart? Like there was a process of that, or did it help at all?
Well, yeah, it helped because I sang a song for her, then I proposed her, and that's it. And now she's become my wife. And
right, so the song really worked. Right. So,
well, the feelings works, not songs like that. But
all right. So would you just like to sing a couple of stanzas or a couple of lyrics? What really worked, in fact, for her?
Oh my God, that was a private one. That's only for her. I can't open it, but I can sing a song for Pakistan as well.
Oh, sure, please, you do.
So that's from both of us, and we can sing Dil Pakistan for only.
Okay.
You can join me.
Huh?
All right, sure, let's do it.
ऐसी ज़मीं और आसमां इनके सिवा जाना कहाँ बढ़ती रहे ये रोशनी चलता रहे ये कारवां Pakistan, dil, dil, Pakistan, ja, ja, Pakistan.
Right, thank you. Yes, that was a nice duet, in fact. Now, we're about to conclude this program. Many thanks for your presence, and we see that you guys are really the body language and the way you're carrying yourself.
We're not only husband and wife; we are very good friends as well.
Yes.
And you know what? I tell you one thing. I always keep holding his
hold
hand.
my hand
But I
today.
couldn't because they put like seats like that. I couldn't have. I would have
didn't
just
want
looked
you
like
to
this
do that.
otherwise.
One time she forgot to hold my hand, and the next
No.
news was breaking news in Pakistan.
Yeah.
Something wrong between them. She didn't hold his hand.
No,
Right,
actually,
yes.
even that time, the same thing happened because this armchair was there and I couldn't hold his hand.
All right. So next time we'll get a different chair for
Please
you
do
guys.
that.
that would be
Now,
great.
while finishing it, something happened in Pakistan, which is of concern. Yesterday, Pakistan armed forces, they launched their attack against the radicalized individuals, and this is something being from Pakistan. In fact, most of those who are inside Pakistan and outside Pakistan, they are concerned. They are praying for this particular victory against those forces, which have, in fact have dragged Pakistan into the Stone Ages, or those who want to. So, what are your sentiments as a Pakistani, as a patriot Pakistani? Because that's what you just mentioned.
Of course, I think as a patriotic Pakistani and as a Pakistani, we love Pakistan, we live for Pakistan, and we would love to die for Pakistan. The thing is that, of course, the establishment, the army, including other pillars too, they have been always there to save Pakistan and everything. Of course, being a Pakistani, we are definitely upset with the fact that Pakistan has been in a state of war, I would say, that against militants and everything for such a long time. And I would say that there've been talks of negotiations and stuff. It didn't materialize. Of course, any Pakistani, like any other Pakistani, we definitely want peace in our country. Of course, the last option they had, probably they have applied it, and I would say that all our prayers are with our people, with Pak Fauj, and our good wishes, our prayers, and everything is with them. I hope, inshallah, things get better in Pakistan soon, and we
want
the
peace in
same
Pakistan, and
Yes, certainly. All of us, we want peace
Pakistan, yeah.
and prosperity in our country. Now, are you holding any other nationality apart from being a Pakistani?
We are proud Pakistan.
Yeah, we are proud Pakistanis.
So
Yeah.
we got
If you get a chance, would you like to go for any other nationality?
See, the thing is that we keep traveling a lot. I mean,
definitely go to Pakistan nationality. Second time.
second time, yes.
So that'll be the second for
national.
us again.
Yeah.
Right. So thank you very much, Veena.
Thank you.
It has been a pleasure exploring that
Thank
side of
you.
yours, being a woman of substance and a
Thank
manner
you so
that you braved a lot of storms. You stood for what you believed in your life from a young age. You went through different processes. There are people who have different versions of the reality. And yes, there has been controversies, there have been failures, there have been successes. And you, in fact, went through the process. And what we see right now, it's still life. You are someone, life is happening to you. You're still in a
Yeah.
process.
Yes.
So while we are finishing it, what do you consider this particular juncture of your life? Is it going to be something, a full stop? Or something
no,
in
not
making?
at all. It's a transition which has happened for a bigger reason, for a bigger cause. And the people sometimes ask Asad, is it a full stop of Vina Malik? And one of the journalists, she asked that, kya career khatam ho gaya? Asad said, abhi shuru hua hai. So the thing is that the kind of person I am, I don't think so there's any full stop to me. There's any ending to anything what I believe in. It's just that a transition happened, and it happened for a good reason. And inshallah, I hope that people gonna see a lot of good things happening in the future too.
Excellent. I wish you both
Thank
best
you.
of luck for
Thank
that,
you.
for your excellent endeavors, or you plan to do, in fact, in terms of making some difference in Pakistan and following your ideals and making difference at all.
Thanks.
So thank you very much, viewers. Thank you very much for being with us today, and we meet soon.